Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss how to draft a letter, how to write a letter. So in CBSE question paper, there are two varieties of letters, formal and informal. These two varieties of letters are in your course, and letter writing is the fifth question of your question paper and it's of 6 marks. So let's see how to draft a letter and what is the format of a letter. So the format is, it includes sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, and after this we can discuss body of the letter. So this body, we can say, should be divided into 3 paras. There should be at least 3 paragraphs in your letter. In the first, you will introduce the topic. In the second, you will explain or elaborate about the problems and things. And in the third, you will conclude your letter. So this way it should be divided in 3 paragraphs. And after this, 7th point is your conclusion or leave taking expression. We can also call it subscription. Subscription or leave taking expression. So this is the way we divide letter writing format, or say these are the points which we should have in a formal letter. Now the difference between formal and informal is receiver's address and subject. Receiver's address and subject are not used or are not written in informal letter. It means you must remember that these two things, subject and receiver's address, should not be there in your informal letter. All other things are there in informal letter as well. Now, the division of marks. We should also know that so how these 6 marks are divided, we must be aware of that thing. So let's see, the format is, or say allocation of marks, first layout, then content, and then your expression. So for layout, you will get 1 mark, and for content you will get 3 marks, and for expression you will get 2 marks. So this way your 6 marks are divided. Now what comes in layout? So in layout, say sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, and the last part, conclusion, or say leave taking, the subscription part, that comes under the layout, and for all that you are given 1 mark, right? Content is your subject matter. So in letter writing, content gets more mark than the expression. So in content, you will write about what, when, where, how, okay, which. So all these things must be answered, that what is the problem, when that happened, how that happened, why is it happening, or what is the cause of that. So all these things must be included in your subject matter, in your content. An expression, as we have already discussed in other formats, that expression includes your relevance, coherence, fluency, grammar, spelling. So all these, style as well, all these things are included in your expression. So your 6 marks are divided in this. Now content is almost more or less the same, because if a certain problem is there, almost all the students state the relevant points, but in expression it comes with your practice. If you are not good at writing, then you may lose marks here in expression. Now let's see how to begin different varieties of letters. So let's discuss some formal letters, that what can be the way to begin a formal letter. So you can begin it like beginning. There are different ways. I'm just discussing some of the ways to begin a formal letter. For example, with reference to the subject cited above, I would like to state. So you can begin a letter, a formal letter like this: with reference to the subject cited above, I would like to state. Now, there are other ways as well. After this, I would like to state, you can continue as per the question, whatever has been asked. Accordingly, you can continue from here. This can be the beginning for all of the formal letters that you have to write. You can use this beginning. This can be say as the universal beginning for all the formal letters. And you can also begin it like most humbly I would like to say that, and then the further elaboration of the problem or linking it with the question. It can also be like with due respect I would like to say that, and then linking it with your question. So these are the ways you start a formal letter. But there are letters to editors as well, there are business letters as well. So say in all the letters you can begin like this, but still we have some other varieties as well. Let's discuss them as well. If you are suppose writing to an editor, you can begin it in this manner as well. through the columns of your esteemed national daily, I would like to state that, and then you can further link it with the question. So to editors, you might have studied this kind of beginning. So you can begin it like this, or otherwise, as I said in the beginning, the universal beginning for all the lectures, right? With reference to the subject cited above, I would like to state. So you can have that beginning for editor as well. You can say, with reference to the subject cited above, through the columns of your esteemed national daily, I would like to state that. So you can connect both the parts as well, and then further you can continue with the topic. So you can also begin it in this way. If you are writing to an editor, for example, that I am an avid reader of your esteemed national daily and so you can also say that I am an avid reader, means I am a voracious reader of your esteemed national daily, and it can be that I never miss the editorial part of your newspaper, and last week the news you published about this or that, whatever the question is. So it's all up to your discretion that how you connect your question with these kind of beginnings. Okay, so now I think it's very clear. Now there is one more help to you, and what is that? Further, after writing this part, you can further say continue with some more certain or fixed lines, which of course will make your letter more impressive and beautiful. So I would like to discuss them as well. So after writing a certain beginning, as we have already discussed, that with reference to the subject cited above, I would like to state. Now here it can be I would like to bring to your kind notice that, and further. I would like to draw your attention towards whatever you want to draw attention, that can be written here. I would like to voice my concern about. Now about whatever you like to voice your concern, you like to express yourself, that can be linked with this, and it can also be I would like to enlighten my compatriots about. So this can also be used, I would like to enlighten my compatriots about, or there can be several other ways. It's all up to you that how you like to begin, how you like to say impress your examiner. So these are some of the beginnings which we can use. Moreover, say one more thing I would like to state here. I would like to give vent to my feelings about. So give vent to my feelings. Here, give vent, it means express. So in place of writing I would like to express my feelings, you can also use this, give vent to my feelings. Or this can be in this way as well. I would like to enlighten the lesser mortals of my city. Something like this can also be, it means the common public, ordinary people, lesser mortals. Okay. This can also be written. Now these are some different types, just you may use to impress your examiner. Okay. Because the way, the beauty of your language always impresses your examiner. When something good and something new is found in your answer sheet, definitely it draws the attention of the examiner. So, but the condition is it should be good and it should be correct, logically and grammatically. So that is the most important thing. So I hope it's all quite clear to you that how to begin formal letters. Right. Now let's move on to the closing part, that how to close a letter. After writing this, you have to connect the thing with the topic given, with the question which is there in your question paper, and after that we can come to the conclusion part. So let's see. Conclusion. So conclusion can be like, I hope you will be kind enough to take some urgent steps to resolve our problem. So you can write, I hope you'll be kind enough to take some urgent steps to resolve our problem. This can be written if it is some complaint letter. In that case, you have to use this kind of ending. Or it can be, I hope you will do the needful soon to redress the problems stated This is another way of saying the same thing, that I hope you will do the needful soon to redress the problem stated. So the same thing we have written in a different way, and it can also be like this. I hope our complaint and request won't fall on deaf ears this time, and something substantial will be done soon. Something substantial will be done soon. So again, we have stated with some more details in a different way that I hope our complaint and request won't fall on deaf ears this time, and something substantial, something concrete, something solid will be done soon. So this can also be the way to end your letter regarding some complaint to the authorities. Now suppose if it is a letter to the editor, so in what way you will end? See. I hope you'll be kind enough to provide some space to my views in your esteemed daily. So here we are requesting the editor, you will be kind enough to provide some space to my views in your esteemed daily. This can be the way to end a letter to the editor, or you can also write, I hope your esteemed national daily will prove instrumental in the dissemination of my views So this way you can end that I hope your esteemed national daily will prove instrumental. Here this instrumental means helpful in the dissemination. This dissemination means spreading. That I hope your newspaper will be helpful in the spreading of my views. That is what we mean to say here. So this is another way of ending a formal letter, especially the letter to editor, right? Now, apart from these, you have informal letters as well, and we have discussed that in informal letters, the only difference is we don't write receiver's address and the subject. These two things are to be eliminated in informal letters. Now, here also we can discuss how to begin and how to end. So let's see. Informal letters. In informal letters, what can be the beginning? We can say many thanks for your letter, which I just received. Sorry, it should be which I have just received. Just received and. Now further you can use different things like and writing at once to you, or thought of responding to you at once, and felt like responding to you at once. So in different ways you can connect it with further things. It's up to you, up to your discretion that what you feel. Apart from this, you can begin it in the way that I am hale and hearty here, and hope the same for you. So this is a very usual beginning which you might have read over and over again several times. You might have used in your class 10th or the previous classes. So it's a very usual one that I am hale and hearty, I am fit and fine, I am quite well here, and hope you'll be sailing in the boat of happiness there. So these are very usual ones. But if you want to give something different, you can begin it like this, or it can be simple. I was very cross with you because you didn't respond to my last letter and thought I would never write to you, but helpless. So here we have given it a very different beginning. I've written I was very cross with you. It means I was quite angry with you, and the reason that you did not respond to my previous letter, my last letter, and so I thought I would never write to you, but helpless. But helpless because I can't help sharing my feelings with you, and that's why I'm writing to you again. So there can be a beginning like this. Now again, this is just an example. You may have a different idea in your mind. You may have something different in your mind. So that can also be used, but the main thing is it should be grammatically and logically correct. You must be very clear about that. And if you feel that yes, that can be wrong or there is some grammatical mistake, so it's better you start or you go on with the usual ones, avoiding any risk. Fine. Now, how to end an informal letter? So you know the usual ending of an informal letter, you close it like convey my regards to your parents and love to the younger ones. You can mention the name as well. So you know that this is the general way most of the students end their informal letter, that love to chinku pinku tinku or something like that. So you need not use this traditional style of ending a letter, because there is no such rule that you must end your informal letter like this. You may choose something else, you may write something else. For example, it can be looking forward to a zealous reply from your side. Now this zealous, don't confuse it with jealous. Jealous is different, you know, that is envious, and zealous is full of zeal, enthusiasm. So looking forward to a zealous reply from your side, this can be the way to end. You can also write catch you soon with this exclamation mark. You can also write I must stop here now because it's time for my classes rest in the next. So you can close it in this way as well. So you can see how there are different ways of ending a letter. Usually the students just cram one way or so and they follow that in all the standards. But now here you can see there are various ways, there are different examples. So it's up to you that how you use all these varieties, okay, how you use these examples to score more marks in your exam. So I hope you understood this, and for more say details or full length solved letters, if you want to practice business letter or letter to editor or complaint letter, so to have full length letters, you may visit TTG Nair dot blogspot .com. So this blog TTG NAIR TTG Nair dot blogspot.com. So this address, if you visit, you can find this blog. If you visit, sorry, it is TTG Nair at, I mentioned wrong. So if you visit this blog, you can find the solved full length letters which may help you in your exam. So I hope it helped you a lot. Thank you very much for watching this video.